In this video, we concentrate on governing key management. So governing key management policies, practice and procedures. So key management. So for managing the keys also you have to follow the rules and regulations. That is what we call as a governing key management. In that first one is key management policies, overall requirements and strategies for providing the key management. So what are the strategies you are going to use for management of the keys here? Next is key management practices, the tactics that will be used in order to achieve the key management policy goals. To achieve these goals, what are the tactics you are following? That one we call as a key management practices and key management procedures. These are the documents, the step-by-step tasks necessary in order to implement the key management practices. Okay, so here you are following the tactics and that one you have to follow step-by-step task to fulfill that or to reach this policy goals, and that is what we call as a key management procedures. So here is one example, okay, as a key procedure, key generation ceremony. You may have the question, so when you go for creating the keys, one is the situation where a new key being freshly generated. One is you are freshly generating a new key, or that key is exist when an existing key be re-established. Okay, key is already generated, it is already existing, but you are re-establishing that key. So these are the two situations where we go for the keys and where we need the key management here. So if you want to manage the keys, for in the key management also it involves the different participants. One is operation manager, so responsible for physical aspects. Okay, operation manager is responsible for physical aspects like venue, hardware, software or any media on which components are stored or transported. So now where your keys are stored and what are the physical aspects you are using to transport the keys, and that is the managed by the operation manager. And next participants are key manager. So key managers are responsible for making sure that the key ceremony is performed in accordance with the relevant key management policies, practice and procedures. So that if you are want to use the any keys, so that key must be follow the what are the procedure are there and what are the practices tactics you want to use, and so to reach that policy goals, what are the step by step necessary task you need. So that one is done by whom? It is done by the key manager. Next is the key custodian. Key custodians are the parties physically in possession of the key components responsible. Okay, this person is responsible for handling them appropriately and following the key ceremony as instructed. Okay, this is the work of the key custodian. Next is the witness. Okay, witnesses are also very important. Responsibility of the witnesses are observing the key ceremony and providing the independent assurance that all other parties perform their roles. Okay, what are the roles they have? They are performing their roles in line with the appropriate policies, practices and the procedure. Okay, so this is the work of the witness. So these are the different participants comes under in this key management. Next is key generation ceremony. So you already heard key generation ceremony. So this key ceremony itself involves several phases. One is initialization. So what is initialization? The operation manager, the operation manager who install and configure the required software and hardware. What are the hardware and software you require for generating the keys, and those keys are installed and configured by whom? It is configured by the operation manager, which includes HSM, that is the hardware secure model, within a controlled environment. Controlled environment is also very important because your key you are using for which purpose? To provide the security. This process might need to be recorded by the witnesses, because thing is what it is. So there is the chances of compromise by this operation manager. That's why so this must be recorded by the witnesses. This is the initialization phase. Next is the component retrieval. Component retrieval, the components which are required for the key ceremony held by the relevant key custodians are transported to the key ceremony location. These key custodians may be from or may not be aware of each other identities. Okay, so you are transferring from one person to another person, and this person don't know what is the identity of the other person here. Okay, from different organization or different department that custodian may be. Okay, that's why they don't know the identities of each other. Next is key generation. Okay, generation or establishment. The key is installed onto the HSM under the guidance of the key manager. So now you need to store the key here. So for that you are using the HSM. Then if you want to install that key in the HSM, it must be under the guidance of the key manager. And this process involves the various key custodians taking part in the key ceremony, but not necessarily simultaneously. Okay, throughout the key ceremony, the witnesses record the events and any deviations from the defined procedure are noted. Okay, so now while installing that key, so what are the keys, that is key custodians, they will record this witness. Okay, witness will record the all that event, what are the event has taken place during this key ceremony. Okay, and also if any deviations occurs, that one is also it is noted as a procedure. And at the end, an official record is presented to the key manager. So this official record is presented to the key manager. Next is the validation. If necessary, following the completion of the key ceremony, the official record can be scrutinized to validate that correct procedure is followed. See here, so this is what we call as a key generation ceremony. Key generation ceremony includes what it is. You have to generate the key, and after generating that you have to securely store that key, and you have to transfer that key from one place to another place, and also you need to install that keys in the hardware or the software. All this procedure must be because during this process also that key is opened here. So any one person, if they compromise, then there is the no use of following this procedure, because that is nowhere security is available here. Okay, so to prevent from such type of the events, what is the procedure they are using? So from initialization, so installing that key in the in any of the HSM. So what are the procedure you are following? Everything must be monitored, and everything must be recorded by the different participants here. Even after recording also, that official record you have to present to the key manager, and that key manager once again they have to scrutinize that whether that is what we call as a validation, every process is taken place correctly or not, correct procedure is followed or not. After verification only you will believe that yes, that key is secured. Key management is taken place securely. This is about your governing of key generation. Thank you.